Welcome back to Connect with Christina. I have a lot of favorites, but this is like my protege. Welcome, Jacob Otero with Rise Up Benefits.
Thank you for having me. I appreciate it.
And their obsession is the fact that he's so young and so brilliant, and he's like born a hustler. He's only 20, can't even drink yet. I'm in charge of his 21st birthday party. Now we have proof.
Yeah.
But yeah, it's just so awesome to see like a young adult start so early. Mm-hmm. And I want to know, how did you grow up to be this person that you are? Because you're so ahead of your years.
I think kind of starting out, I wasn't always like how I'm so hustler in the beginning. I think in the beginning I was very much like a kid who just wanted to experience every single thing. And then it got to the point where my mom, Viola Lucero, I owe everything to her. She was the one.
We love Viola.
We love Viola. She's amazing. She was the one that kind of introduced me to the space that I'm in. And seeing her wake up every single day, get up and going after something, which I had no idea what it was. But seeing her every single day getting up really motivated me to want to change myself as well. And I think it was that transfer of belief that kind of brought me to where I am today and kind of given me that mindset.
So obviously, you know, I love your mom. Who doesn't, right? Mm-hmm. And I mean, and she also hustles. And I told her, hey, intensity is something you're born with. You can't teach that. You can do your best to train people and surround them with the right influence, but there's that certain magic. Mm-hmm. And that's an intensity you cannot teach. You just can't. You have it. Cam over here, Dufern, our new intern, who's only 16, has it.
Let's go.
And it's like, you know, they're like, you're meant for greatness. My kids are meant for that. He's meant for that. And so that's why I'm excited to have you here, because we want to influence and, you know, encourage other young adults that you don't have to follow the, you know, the stages that you think society tells you to follow.
Right,
like,
yeah.
You can make your own path. Mm-hmm. So, but with you, and I understand that transfer of belief, that is so important. I mean, it really is, you know, a powerful thing to when someone believes in you, you know, and you start really believing in yourself, right? And then there's that, like, you don't want to let her down either, because she's just so amazing. And she just really wants to see the best for you.
Mm-hmm, definitely.
And I think on the entrepreneur side, it's nice to have both your parents being entrepreneurs, because that's like,
100%, yeah.
You know, like, wow, you have a role model right at home. Mm-hmm. So, but I want to know, though, at 20, how were you able to come to the decision that you want to do life insurance?
I think kind of just following in my mom's footsteps. Like I said, I owe it all to her, because without her, I wouldn't be where I am. And following her, she does a lot of Medicare, a lot of health insurance. And I wanted to start into something that I could actually learn and master. Mm-hmm. So life insurance was the way to go for me. And this is something that a lot of people can do, not just me. And getting into the life insurance aspect, I've learned to, you know, build leadership skills, build skills in communication, talking to seniors, learning pace, tonality, and also building a team that I've been starting to do. So it's been a wild ride, but getting into life insurance has been like a big thing for me.
So I've had different people as guests, and they have done life insurance. I want to hear a 20-year-old tell me the dialogue around life insurance.
The dialogue?
Just like explain it to me, all of it. Like, what type of conversations do you have? You clearly you believe in it, and yes. I do too, because of what I've been through.
So I think what I like to call my belief statement is, when just about coming on 2 years ago, my Nana, she also like my grandmother, she was my best friend. I grew up in Albuquerque, New Mexico. Aww. And she worked at this restaurant, so she was a healthy server. She was, you know, earning her wage. And it was very sudden. Within about a week, I talk about this on every single one of my calls. Within a week, she had gotten diagnosed with this disease the doctors couldn't even figure out. And within that week's time, we didn't have any insurance. We didn't have anything for her because it was so sudden. And in that week's time, she passed away.
I'm sorry.
And it's okay. And like I said, we didn't have anything. So what we had to do was create a GoFundMe account asking friends, families, strangers, anybody for money, which is not something anyone should have to go through. And even then, we weren't able to like raise enough money to be able to cover her, final expenses. And so me and my dad actually had to come out of pocket some money to be able to cover everything. So, like, short story, that's kind of the reason I got into this, was for my Nana, to be able to, make her proud along with my mom. And I share that with every single one of my clients because it's relatable. It shows people what could happen in those instances. Because based on what I do is I help and, kind of guide seniors towards clarity, towards making the right decisions, and, giving them that peace of mind that, hey, like, you're taken care of and your family's going to be okay. Mm-hmm. That's the main thing that we kind of talk about. And so, yeah, I'm mainly just helping a lot of seniors, making sure their funeral expenses are covered, leaving some I love you money behind. And so
I like that. I love you money.
I love
That's
you money.
so true.
Mm-hmm.
That's you need a shirt with that on you.
I know, I got to get that
love you money.
decaled.
Yeah. So what's the age group of when you say seniors, like 55 up or even older?
55 to 85.
Okay.
In some instances, it's 89, but that's only with a very, very select few companies. Mm-hmm. But I work with those, and then I also do different types of life products like term life and IULs, which are index universal policies. Mm-hmm. And those range from early 30s, 40s, all the way till when you're 70s. But
so you also are doing that side.
Yeah.
I guess I have a soft spot for the final expense because it's like a hard conversation for people to have, but it's an important one.
Very, yeah.
And no one has that conversation. Mm-hmm. And that's why you see so many like car washes or GoFundMe, because it's uncomfortable, right? But in reality, you have to talk about it.
Right.
So I want to dissect that product. So that product is there an age limitation on it?
Yeah, so anywhere from 50 is the best time to get it.
So you can't get it before?
No.
Okay.
Yeah, that's right when you qualify. So that's how you know you're old.
Well, I have a few years. Oh my, jeez.
I'm just kidding. And then the maximum is 85 years old. 85, and then, like I said, 89.
So you're telling me if someone's 86, they can't get that?
I mean, it definitely depends. Like, there's a lot of factors that go into it because it's not just like one size fits all. Mm-hmm. It all depends on like health, age, your budget. And so if you're super unhealthy, then yeah, no.
Is the price different per age group?
The best time to buy life insurance is right now.
When you're healthy.
Because you are the youngest and you are the healthiest you will ever be. So the longer you wait, the more expensive things become. And that goes with anything. And
then does the price get grandfathered in?
What do you mean?
Like if this is the price they applied for at 55 and then as they age, or is there an increase every year also?
So with final expense whole life insurance, once you pick that price at, we'll say, age 50, then that is locked in for life. So it will never go up on you. It'll never go down.
So really for me, I want to reach as many people as possible. So you better have one. If you don't have one, you're in trouble.
Right. Yeah.
Why is it that people are not educated with this stuff? That's the one that people should know of. Mm-hmm. But then obviously, like, we have whole life, there's term and all that.
In case somebody doesn't know, what do you mean by final?
Like, that's what it's called, final expense.
That's like that's the name. So it's like whole life is final expense insurance.
Right, but part of that is that one that you mentioned to me before.
Term.
Yeah.
Insurance. So a lot of things that I like to educate my clients on is like, do you remember the difference between term and whole life coverage? And so I talk to them like, term is the price is going to go up after 5 years.
Kevin, you can't do that. Get out of here. Jesus. Okay, wow, now you're going to cost Justin more edits. God.
So we'll say like, okay. Okay. Okay, so pretty much what I'd like to tell a lot of my clients is like, do you remember the difference between term and whole life coverage? And with term, the policy gets more expensive after every 5 years, and it's not guaranteed. So after a certain term limit or like a certain age, it expires on you. So this is usually for people who are trying to pay a mortgage, who are younger, like me, or like Cam, or somebody just trying to get the beginning of their life together. And then with whole life, this is something that's guaranteed to pay out to your loved ones. It's guaranteed money. And it's, once you pick a price, it's guaranteed for the rest of your life. And then, it's permanent, so it won't expire on you.
There you go. And it's boring conversation.
It's boring, for
So
sure, yeah.
that's why it's exciting for me to have someone like him, like, at this age, really educate people. And it's not just boring, it's also sometimes uncomfortable, but also people are just busy, right? And guess what? The ones who get affected by this the most are those. The hardworking people who, it's like it's the last thing they think of, and we're telling you, think about it right now. Make it a priority. And obviously we'll tell everyone how to get a hold of you and all that stuff. Yeah. But in your conversations with these people, do you feel like it's easy and that they understand? And then what's like the ratio of your closing ratio?
I think in the beginning, it was definitely a learning curve just to be able to figure out how to talk to this certain demographic. But like, as I've gotten into it, you have to understand who you're talking to in your demographic. Like, most of the people I talk to are seniors who are on fixed incomes like Social Security, disability. They don't have any money to spare to be able to leave something for the final expenses. And they are sorry to all my seniors, but they can sometimes be some big procrastinators. And that's what gets them in trouble. So that's kind of like my demographic, and understanding that is how you can learn to talk to these people. So, and I like to have fun. I don't like to make it all boring and business talk. Like I'm having fun with these people. Like I'm talking to them like as if they were like my friend or like, someone close to me.
Yeah.
Because like obviously no one wants to talk about insurance. It's not the funnest thing in the world, but I think if you can learn to have fun with it and, just have a conversation towards human to human, then it's easy.
Well, and I think like coming from a genuine place of, hey, like I want to help you. Yeah. And then as these, you build your client base, then it starts to happen. And they can
feel that energy through the phone, because I do it all over the phone. I can do it in person too, but mainly through the phone. And they feel you, and they know, like, they can tell if you are truly trying to help them or if you have like bad intention.
And I'm super protective of seniors, just so a lot of you know. I'm from the Philippines. Filipino people love seniors. Yeah. Like the level of respect is just unparalleled. We don't have home health cares or anything like that. We take our family back. Yeah. So if they're aging out, they don't go to like a nursing home. Never. They just go back to one of the siblings until their last day. Like that's frowned upon, which I think obviously why in the United States and other areas of the world like London, UAE, there's a lot of Filipino caregivers because it's like they're so genuine about really taking care of these older people. Yeah. And the respect, just same with Japan, like you help your you don't talk back. Yeah. If you see them cross the street, you help them unload their groceries. It's just a whole different thing. So that's why I'm super interested in what you're doing, because if I could reach as many people as possible for you, I know you'll be helping them. Yeah. Right? And just in that space too, because I used to be in property management, and I'll tell you, we had a lot of apartments. Well, I had one specific apartment. To me, I learned a lot. Because in apartments, that's another niche, okay? So you have luxury apartments, you have Section 8 apartments, you have college apartments, you have just all kinds of stuff. Especially now, they can even rent by the room. Yeah. So I remember when I had an apartment community that I managed, how sad it was when the family members would only come when they're passed. Because why? They want to talk to me, the landlord, because they want, obviously this is all the time, but it was a pretty high percentage, and it was sad to see, because you're not there on their birthdays, you're not there on holidays, but you're here now. Why? Because you want keys to, get their expensive things or shop through their closet, or, I want this, I want that. And it's just sad. Right? Yeah. And so I want to empower the seniors to be in a better position to help themselves. Even if you have a loving family, like my kids hate this conversation. They're like, Mom, we're going to take care of you. Like, don't ever worry. But I also don't want to burden them. So I have everything in place so that I don't do that. Even though it feels so good that my kids are like, I got you, Mom, right? But you have such an important role because you are putting these seniors in a position or they're more empowered.
And they have clarity and they have peace of mind knowing like, hey, like they got this burden off their shoulders or they just feel this weight lifted off their chest, you know? I kind of tell my clients after the end of every call, I'm like, so how do you feel? Like I never make it transactional because that's not the intent. I'm not talking about money. I'm genuinely caring for this person. So how do you feel knowing that we just helped you protect you and your family?
Right.
And that's always a conversation that's important.
Yeah.
It's not about money.
Right.
It's about how do you feel knowing that you were in a better place than you were before?
I love that because the people who are close to me, they know there's 3 things I always say, that in business, it's always people over profit, that money is the result, not the reason, and that we rise by lifting others. And those
True.
3 things combined, doesn't matter,
Yes.
right? But what I want to see though, because I do a lot of work with like the homeless, because a lot of people who get in a car accident can't work, then they lose their apartment, they end up on the street. So it's kind of like a full circle for me, not to mention I used to be in property management. But I want to go back to like maybe switching it up and like going to like the elderly places and like, I don't know, hang out with them, bring Cam over here, you. And then, this, I'm just saying this out loud, is I want to create a project, and I wanted to tell you this on the show today, where I wanted you to lead it, where it's like, I still have all my connections with all the 55 plus, but it'd be so nice that, yes, obviously you also have responsibility with your company and all that, but how nice would it be where if we created like this little campaign where we can go to them and like maybe teach them about scams, how to protect them about scams, how to navigate their Facebook, and that they don't have to give their social security and all this stuff on the phone just because it sounds convincing, and then this way, like, sure, they can have your card about your actual product, but it's just nice to give back.
Yes.
Would you be interested?
That would be awesome.
Okay, good. So you heard it here first. But I know it's time to leave, but I want more time with you. So before he told you we were going to go over.
Yeah.
But before we leave, I do want to ask, who's your biggest influence in your life? Is it your mother? Or if you have a couple or whatever, you can mention them.
Mm-hmm. I think my mother has been, my biggest influence. I mean, she gets me in rooms that I couldn't have gotten to by myself. And that's why I constantly tell people, like, I owe it to her, because without her, it's nothing. And otherwise, I would give it to honestly, the rest of my family. My Nana, she's a big reason as to why I'm doing this. And she's my why every single day as well. I mean, without her, I talk about her every single day. And I try to make her proud along with my mom as well. Mm-hmm. So I do it for my family. I do it for anyone else who's kind of they're misdirected. Like I remember being in the life where I just didn't know, like, I knew I wanted to do great things, but I didn't know how I was going to do it. Mm-hmm. And so I do it to inspire people as well. And I realized that because I started to do more in, helping more families and getting my face out there more. And I didn't realize it at first, but I had people reach out to me and they're like, hey, like, I really appreciate you like posting this thing. It inspired me to start doing this, or inspired me to start saying this. And that's such a good feeling to be able to help other people in that sense.
That's definitely probably one of my favorite things too, especially just because it's not what you say to people, it's how you make them feel.
Definitely, yeah.
So, and they take that with you, right? Especially like when you're genuine. Cam's mom knows this. Like when I was going through training, they told me like, well, when you go to like visiting a company or a business, just whoever you're talking to, just compliment them. I'm like she's like, the example they gave me, this was back in the day. Just say that you like their earrings. I'm like, well, if I hate it, I won't say that,
Yeah.
So I genuinely have to have a conversation and find things that I can genuinely say, because you just said it, like people can feel that. So you have to really come from your authenticity is everything, like coming from the core. And it's fun too, like when you look to help others for some reason, like, and you don't do those things for like what comes back, but man, it comes back and it's like 10 times.
Yeah.
So I call Christina now on Mondays, like today, Lydia posts all the businesses we want to support, all of them, because it's Marketing Monday, right? So it could be a barbershop, it could be whatever, but it's just when we don't get anything out of there other than the satisfaction that we got to help them, right?
Yeah.
And being thoughtful too is one thing. Like when being strategic and thoughtful is everything, because think about like little things. You're like, oh, happy hour, sure, I can put that up like right now. But we're thoughtful. We're like, okay, is this a local company? It's just a mom that owns it, single mother. Okay, instead of going to a chain, let's go bring business to this one, you know?
Yeah.
So I think like you're already like ahead of your years, like I said. So I'm really, really proud of you. And I know you're only 20, but have you encountered any struggles that you feel like has, changed you, influenced you in any way?
I think financially, like I've kind of like always had this thought where like I just don't want to be in a position that a lot of my family's been. I'm really good. I think one of my core strengths that I'm good at is learning from other people. And I've learned a lot from like my family's past mistakes and a lot of like, what friends and people would do that I wouldn't do. And learning from that, it's helped me a lot. But I know one thing that I struggled with at the beginning when I first got my first person on my team, his name's Michael. I was kind of struggling how to be able to help him because I was still a little bit newer. But I knew that I was like wanting to help him with this opportunity. So as I've gone on, I've gotten better at my leadership role, and I've been able to help him get to his first like 10K month, which is amazing, and to be able to help as many people. Yeah.
And is he your age?
He's my age.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
Maybe there's room in there for a 16-year-old too.
Yeah.
Or a 36-year-old.
Yeah.
So if you could, you're 20, so I've never had a 20-year-old on my shelf, so I like love this.
Wow.
But if you could tell your 10-year-old self about yourself now,
Yeah.
like what would you say to him?
That's a hard question. I think just believe in yourself, first of all, because that's what's most important. And to be able to trust the process. It seems hard right now, and you're going through a lot, but I promise you, through all the adversity, through all the struggle, it'll all be worth it. And one day you'll be able to look back and realize that all that, everything, all the struggle, adversity, it was all meant to happen. And be grateful for everything that you have, and be grateful for your family, friends, and everything. Yeah.
I love that. I should have brought this earlier, but I lied. I have 3 more. But I can't help to think about this social media thing, just because like even though it's powerful, it's also like can be devastating to a lot of people, and especially like the young people that I get to be in front of. Like I want to remind them like social media is not always real, and you have to use it in a positive light. Never compare your life to it. A lot of the people sorry, but some people you can't even recognize them because it's like, wait, that's you, right? So you can only. I'm just saying that we're all human. We're all on the same journey, and we all have struggles. And it's okay not to obviously, put that out. But just for the people who's like maybe idolizing someone, just remember like that is still a human being, and you might not see the struggle, but it's there. But so if you use social media like in a profound positive light, then you could change your life.
I think if you use it just to be authentic within yourself and just literally just post your daily self and, make it known who you are, not try to add any, filters or walls or anything.
We all use filters, but at least, just don't a little crazy.
Yeah.
But also the cringe factor of that. So shout out to Chelsea Combs at LifeQuest. She said something so profound to me, and she's like, a lot of people get in their way because it's that cringe thing. You're just like, you don't want to be cringe, but it's like, you know what? If you're authentic and this is you, go for it, all right? Just don't try to be someone you're not.
Yes.
And I think that'll take you. But your hard hitting last 2 things would be to just leave a message for your Nana and to Viola, and you have to do it separately. And then you're done. That one you gotta look in the camera.
That's hard.
Take your time, boy.
Okay.
I'll have water.
I think to my Nana, I'll start with you. I think 2 years ago when you passed, I was a lot different of a person. I was nowhere near to the person I am today. And if you could have seen me, because you always wanted to see me graduate high school, which you did, but you wanted to be there for college as well. And I'm still in college, so just know that I'm gonna graduate. Just know that I will be successful with whatever it takes, and I'm gonna make you proud. And I promise you that I will be everything that I said I was. So I love you, Nana.
And that is gonna how it happen.
Yeah.
We're all gonna attend it. So okay, now to you, Viola.
Okay, my mom, I just want to tell you thank you for everything in life. You were there when I literally didn't even have like a brand new bed or anything to be able to really sleep on. I was sleeping on I was 16 sleeping on a bunk bed. Like it was a struggle sometimes just with stuff that I had. But she was always there for me no matter what. You always had genuine intention and wanted me to succeed. And I just want to make you proud, and I want to be able to, after seeing you do everything that you've done and seeing how hard you worked, I want to be able to do it for you to where you don't have to work anymore, to where this is all going to be worth it for both of us, to show that what you've been grinding so hard for will be worth it, whether it's through you, through me, through both of us. I don't know. I just love you, Mom, and I appreciate you every single day. So thank you.
There you go. Oh, your mom will probably cry when she sees that one. But I know we're going to bring you back for a few other things, but just if I could leave you with something, I know you're going to do well. I know you're going to achieve all your goals, probably greater than what you imagine now. You're going to achieve them. But just remember to look back at the place you came from and to remember to always give back.
Yes.
And money sometimes can change people. Don't let it, Also, you're not allowed to have a girlfriend. You have to ask me for permission. I'm just kidding. That's what your mom said to say, so.
Uh-oh.
But honestly, thank you. It was so exciting that I got to have you here. So until next time, see you guys later. Bye.
Thanks, guys.